Hello everyone, this is Robert from 50 Years of Chess. I hope you're well and it's a lovely bright sunny day again here in Bristol, England. Hope the weather's good where you are too and that you're enjoying your chess. Thank you everyone who subscribed to the channel and regularly give likes to the games that they find interesting. I just want to say that today's opponent is a bit special because it's a female and she's just 11 years old, but she is already an arena FIDE master on arena chess. She's born in 2015, I believe. That would make her 11, that's right. And her rating is 1590 in this game. So this is incredible for such a young girl, 11 years old. I have played some younger ones who were Federation Masters also. But this girl is a good player. I can assure you she's a very good player. And I'm going to show you this game now, which I really, really enjoyed taking part in. You can never tell with juniors just how good they are, but you can't look at them and think, oh, aren't they sweet? And then play them with any kind of compassion, because if you do, they'll slaughter you. They will literally beat you up. So you've got to play them and treat them with the utmost respect, but also play to win against whoever you play at any time. Always play to win, never to feel sorry for them or anything. Okay, let's look at the game then. So I was white. Oh, by the way, she's from Sri Lanka, a beautiful place, Sri Lanka, down off of the coast there of India, I believe it is. Now, her name is Senudi Sehasna. So Senudi, or Senudi, they would probably say in where she's from, Senudi. So Senudi was playing black. So here's the game, and this is how it went. I started with d4, d6, e4, knight f6. So this is a pert defense that she's playing. Knight c3, knight on b8 to d7, bishop e3, e5. Now this is no longer the pert. We've kind of gone into what I would call a black dog, the black dog opening, but can also be the Philidor, because that's what the black dog is, really, a line off the Philidor. This is the Philidor defense. So knight f3, bishop e7, and I exchange pawns on e5, d takes e, bishop e2, c3. We're both just getting our pieces developed now before we go any further into the game, but already she's showing real maturity in her play. She's not doing anything silly or stupid. She's just playing sensible chess. c3 is a good move. It stops me from bringing my knight forward to d5 or to b5, or the bishop to b5, and it also allows her to swing her queen out from d8 to c7 or a5, pinning the knight. So I've castled. She's played queen 7. Queen d2. I've now connected my rooks and I'm just about fully developed. Now I'm ready to start the middle game. She's played h6. She doesn't want the knight pinned, but it also weakens the defense when you do this. So you should only do it if you're going to probably not castle afterwards. But if you do, it's risky because bishop and knight are both hitting that h-pawn. For her to castle now would be extremely risky. So I played rook on a to d1, and she never castled. She played b5. So she's attacking me. What am I going to do? This is definitely a black dog line, because I'm sure she will go back to f8 and then to g6. This is how you play it. I've played it myself. It's a good opening. You get a lot of play down the queen side with it, or rather her queen side, my king side. So I met this with knight back to f1. I don't want to be driven back by g4 because that'll give her 10p. So she's gone back now first before she moves those pawns forward, as I said, to f8. So she knows it's opening very well. Bishop c4, just eyeing that f7 pawn at a later date, hopefully. Now she's gone into g6 as I said she would. So I've played a3. This is because I don't want her using that bishop to pin my knight on c3, because then she'd be able to take the pawn on e4 with impunity, with her knight on f6, pinning my knight and attacking my queen. So that's an important move, a3. There you go. She's moved into f4. I will not allow that knight to stay there. It's too dangerous. So bishop takes knight, and pawn takes, which is a g pawn, takes on f4. This has opened up the g file for a rook, and so I have to prepare for that. So I'm going to play f3, and then I can bring the rook up to join the knight and the queen in protecting the g pawn. Yeah, rook g8, b4. This is to stop the bishop from coming to c5, checking me, and so this is what I expected. Bishop h3. I can't take, of course, because I'll be in check. So I'll just play rook to f2. Now I know she's going to pin me with that queen. So I'm going to have to move my king to f1. And then she would have to withdraw that bishop because she won't be able to pin my king anymore. Yeah, she's gone queen b6, king f1, and she's withdrew the bishop back to d7. Right, so knight to a4. We'll get this queen off of this diagonal, this dangerous diagonal, back to c7, where it's now very nice for me. So now I brought my knight into c5. I'm expecting her to take with the bishop. Then I retake with the pawn, and then I get an excellent d6 square where I can drop my queen into. Yeah, she's taken it, and I've retaken. Now she's pushing the h pawn. So I've gone knight into d3 because I want to go queen into c3 and attacking that e5 pawn. She's pushed on to h4. I'm not worried about this because I'm pretty safe, I think. Queen c3, pushed on again, so she likes to attack. Now, if I play g3, she can take with the f pawn, and that's not good for me. I think I can just leave that. So instead of taking the e pawn, which I could do with the queen, I'm taking the f pawn instead, because if e takes f4, I've got queen takes f6 to knight, and that's good for me. But even if she doesn't take and plays pawn takes pawn check, I can retake with the knight. I will be in a good position. So pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. Probably I've kind of over elaborated. I probably should have just took the pawn out later. So bishop h3 again, pinning the knight, and this time I've attacked with my rook, whereas has an outpost now on d6, and he's brought the knight back to d7, and I've gone rook h6. This was the plan, to be able to swing the rook across, attack the bishop, so she won't be able to pin that knight anymore. So this time, instead of withdrawing, which she couldn't do, because there's nowhere to go, she can't go back to e6 because the bishop takes c6, pawn takes c6, and rook takes pawn check. So I'm now getting some pieces off in a favourable position with rook takes bishop, rook takes rook, king takes rook, and castle. So she's castled, and I've won a pawn here, so I'm now 2 pawns up, and she can't play rook g8 check because my bishop's there. So she's attacked the bishop with a rook, and I'll pin the knight on e6, pinning that knight to the king. So now she's attacking the bishop again. So now I've brought it back in front of my king for protection, and I've got a 1 game now. I've got a 1 game. Now she's pinning the bishop. So I'm now using the rook on h7 with the bishop to pin the knight and win the queen next move, which forces her to go back with the rook to d8. So I've got complete control here now. She can't do anything. She's stuck. She's just caught in this pin. So I'm going to advance my pawn up the board and eventually get the rook onto g7, and then just push that pawn onto h7, and then the rook down to f8 and get a queen. So she's trying to break the pin by playing king to b8. So push the pawn again to h5, and now she's pinning the bishop so that I can't play rook takes knight because she can just take the rook, and I can't retake with the bishop because my bishop's pinned. So I broke that pin by playing king h3. Now she's got to defend that knight again, and she's just helpless. She can't do anything. So I played h6, and now she had to find moves because she's running short of moves to play. Played a5. Now the rook's to g7, so I could push the pawn on. She's pushed her a pawn on again to a4, h7. This was the plan. You need to have a plan. Once you get a good position in the game, you have to think, now how can I win it? Now I've got the advantage. Because if you don't find an advantage, your time runs down and you probably end up drawing. But here I had a good plan. By keeping that pin on, I could just push this pawn on and get another queen, or make him give up the rook for the pawn. So she's gone king into a8. It's the only thing she could do. And I played rook takes bishop, attacking the queen. Now all she can do is move the queen, but even if she moves the queen to c8, I can move the rook anywhere I want and attack that queen. I can go back, or I can check her on yes, if she goes back, I can check her on a5, and when she goes king to b8, I can then go rook takes d8, and her queen is pinned to the king. So no, there's nothing there for her. She had to take it, and now I can just not go bishop takes rook because she will have a check with queen takes rook, and then pick up the pawn on a7. So I push the pawn, get the queen, check, and this is a very happy position for me now. She's brought the rook back to attack the queen, and I've taken the pawn on e5, offering a queen swap, which would not be good for her. So she's checked me on h7, king to g3, and she hasn't got much she can do. So she's lashed out a bit with b5. This will be good for me now as I play queen a5 check. This is over now. She plays king into just king b7 and then just queen b6 check. She can only go back to a8 and then I take the pawn check. She comes back to a7 and then I can play queen to queen on e5 to c7 check, forcing a queen swap. Queen takes queen, and then queen takes queen check, and then I win the rook as well. So she knew this and she resigned. But she played well. For a long time there, she played well until I got that advantage where I brought the rook at the board and then forced off the bishop and rook attack on my king. And once I took care of her attack against me, I was able to take control of the game and win it from my experience, which is the only thing she's really lacking. Her actual skill as a player is very good. She maneuvers pieces well. She likes to attack, and it's unfortunate for her she got caught in this pin that she couldn't get out of, allowing me to get an extra piece being a queen. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope it was instructive in some way and it helps you in your games in future. And I just want to say that I don't get any money from adverts or anything like that. I don't do it. I try to keep, as far as I'm concerned, the games are ad free. If you do see any, it's not because of me. It's because adverts may have been put in by YouTube, but I certainly haven't put any adverts on here because this is what you do. You set a fee for reaching a certain level of subscribers and people watching the game, viewers. I think it's when you reach 5,000 you get a monetary payment for ads that are shown. So that won't happen on this site, I promise you. And I just want to say thank you, and thanks again for all you that give the likes and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you soon. This is Robert signing out.